Hello, everybody. My name is Ray, and I am a sentimental man. Thank you for being here. A couple of things. Forgive the background noise. Neighbors are having a little shindig, so it's a little noisy. Uh, Also, a couple of shout outs. Tony Reeves, check out his channel. Not always family friendly, always hilarious. It's a good time. He's a heat guy of sorts, and he's dabbling into comedy right now. It's very entertaining. I highly suggest checking him out. And Scott Michael, I believe his name is. If it's not, it's going to be in the description below. He is a hot sauce reviewer, pepper reviewer, good guy. Uh, so if you want to check him out, check him out. Yeah, it's worth your while. I'm smoking Settler Virginia Slice, which is important for today. And this is my Escorty 2004 Pipe of the Year. Just say it. It is a business. Out of all my pipes, I've had this one the longest. And so, we're going to finish up the history thing today. When we left, it's basically, to recap, it's basically the travels of tobacco and its medicinal uses. A couple of key things that went on in the 1600s. It was the cash crop. It was currency, and for a lot of people. And one important name that we're going to need to remember, because he will come up later, is a French diplomat named Jean Nicot. Jean Nicot, or Jean Nicot de Villemain, 1530 to 1604. He was responsible for bringing tobacco from Portugal to France. And there's a specific person that he met up with that is very significant, and that's going to come up a little bit later. So, tobacco is a cash crop at this point, and people were using it as currencies. Unfortunately, during that time, it was the era of slaves, and they were being used to harvest and grow tobacco. This was well before, I wouldn't say well before, but before cotton became the cash crop. Uh, in the 1920s, though, and this stayed this way for about 100 years, meerschaum pipes were the popular pipes. Not clay, not any kind of wooden pipe, meerschaums. So, if you wanted to be a status symbol, um, a good meerschaum was a good way to do it back in those days. For me, I think that's I have kind of a love-hate relationship with meerschaums. There's a very select few that I love, and one of them that I own. It's the stylings of the Lee Van Cleef meerschaum. That is a 1957 Craftsman pipe, which is my first video. I was smoking that one. But anyway, I digress. Tobacco companies begin to open up Virginia. So these guys, they weren't making like pipe tobacco or anything like that. They were producers. So right now you start to see tobacco become like corporate businesses and things like that. In 1753, science is introduced. So there was a guy named Carroll. Depending on who, I mean, he went under a couple of different names, or I found a couple of different names just shorter of the same name. Um, Carolus Linnaeus, and sometimes it was Carol or whatever. Anyway, he was a Swedish botanist who gave tobacco a scientific name. He classified it, And those two names are Nicotiana rustica, Nicotiana tabacum. So those were the two names that he did, and he named them after the French diplomat. So Jean Nicot has his name in the history books as the thing that we love the most. Well, not the most. There's a lot more things we love the most. I think family comes to mind. If you're Mike from Briar Blues, it's what's below your waist and above your knees. But it was named after Frenchie. And something that happened that was a significant event here in the U.S. from 1754 to 1763, the French and Indian War. And there was a gentleman named, I think is Pierre, I think was his first name, but anyway, P. Loriard. He opened up a company in New York. And this was significant because right in the middle, right in the kind of the beginning of the end of the French and Indian War, 1760, this French immigrant, and he said, "Okay, you guys do your thing. I'm gonna make my move," and that's extremely commendable. Not only for an immigrant to make moves like this, but during a time like this, P. Loriard Company opened, becoming the first company that sold pipe tobacco, cigars, and chewing tobacco. So, old Frenchie was the pioneer for that industry in the U.S. So, 1791, doctors are starting to discover snuff is leading to nose cancer. 1794, this is another little crucial part in the history of tobacco because so far everybody's making money, everybody's loving it except a few scientific folk. Um, the politicians are taking notice and they say, "Hey, you guys are making money, you guys are enjoying it. Well, we need our cut." So in '94, that's when the first taxes were introduced, and they began the tax on tobacco. And now we're going into the 1800s. More science is done. They isolate a certain property in tobacco called nicotine. Again, Frenchie's making his appearance. Isolate nicotine so now they can identify what makes this so powerful. In 1847, Philip Morris opens up a shop in Great Britain selling Turkish cigarettes. And Philip Morris is still one of the largest producers of cigarettes today. 1845, Sutliff. Sutliff opened up in San Fran. I believe they're still open. I'm not sure if they're still in San Francisco. For all you guys overseas, I'm sure you know where San Francisco is, but it is in California. 1880, Bonsack develops the first cigarette rolling machine, so that helps the cigarette smokers, I guess, save a little money in the packaging fees. 1890, American Tobacco Company opens. I believe they're still open today. And everything from this point on is more political, more how can they extract more money from tobacco, how can they eliminate tobacco, because in 1912 they discover significant links between tobacco and cancer, which, in my opinion, has more to do with the cigarette industry because of all of the added chemicals. So, and from then on, it just becomes this the same story that we still have today, the same problems that we still have today. Certain people are banning smoking from happening, or even banning shops from opening. But that pretty much brings us up to date on the tobacco history. Um, it's been a fantastic journey, and I'm not a great researcher. I'm pretty sure you guys know that already. But it's been fun finding different little tidbits about the journey of tobacco and the importance in people's lives. Um, the Mayans, it was very significant for a long time. It was a medicinal practice. Well, I'm sure it never worked, but it was important. Those people believed in it. It was how people were able to forge a living. Um, and it just evolved into this thing that is a beautiful hobby in my world, and hopefully your world. And I wouldn't even say a hobby, more of a lifestyle. Um, the art of growing tobacco, uh, refining it to a production standpoint, and so it becomes to the things that we smoke. Um, all the different techniques that they used as far as making the different blends, choosing the leaves, whether it's going to be used as pipe tobacco or cigars. It's just fascinating for me to learn this journey and where it's going, where it's been, where it came from. I think it's really, really cool, and I hope you guys enjoyed the series. I am thinking about doing just a specific video on um, pipes and cigars. When did they start? How it started? How it evolved? Just a history on them. If you would like to see that, let me know. I'm thinking about it, but I'm on the fence. So I need you guys to let me know if that's something you're interested in. Also, we're about 4 away from 100 subscribers, and I'm immensely, immensely grateful for every single one of you, whether you get a shout out or not. I believe I got most people with the channel, but I know over half of the people subscribed don't have a channel, and you're important. I want you to know that. Every single one of you are important to me, and I'm so grateful and humbled that you choose to follow what I do. But we are 4 away, and I do want to do a Q&A, but I haven't got any questions yet. I'm not going to do a live because I do these things from my cell phone, and it's kind of hard to read everything. So if you have questions for me that you want me to answer on the Q&A video for the 100 subscribers, please let me know. I can get them down, and when it comes to that time, I'll be ready, and I can answer all your questions. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't have to be tobacco related. If you want to know more about me personally, or whatever, I don't care. If I think it's inappropriate, I may mention it. I may not, but definitely not going to answer it if I do think it is inappropriate. But hey, man, this is your channel. I'm doing my best to share my thoughts and what I enjoy, what I find so sentimental about tobacco. But ultimately, it's yours. So I really want to make you guys happy, and I want you guys to know more about me. Yeah, I want to. Yeah. I just really like doing this, and I appreciate you all. So thanks for stopping by, and you should probably stay sentimental. I will see you on the next one. Take care.